Now, suspected gunmen have attacked the government science secondary school Kankara in Katsina State, that's northwest Nigeria. The attack was carried out around 10 p.m. local time on Friday, that's yesterday, and many students are still unaccounted for. The military was said to have followed the trail of the suspected gunmen, who were seen to have taken some students away. Kankara local government area is amongst the places facing series of bandit attacks in Katsina State. Now, joining us to provide update on this attack is a journalist in the state, Awwal Ibrahim. Awwal, good to have you join us this hour.
Good afternoon. You're welcome.
Now, thank you for joining us. Reports say some information had been given that these gunmen would attack from as early as 6 p.m. yesterday. Now, the attack didn't take place in the school till 10 p.m. Would you say, or what are the security operatives saying about dropping the ball?
Well, on the part of the security, especially the police, we are yet to receive any official statement. They confirm there was an attack, but what is not known yet is the number of students who are involved, because before the attack, there were more than 800 students in the hostel. It's a purely boys' science secondary school in Kankara. So, as you have earlier started, the attack came in within 10 p.m. Friday night. So many of the students took to their hill during the gun duel. And actually, the unfortunate ones were being taken away by the bandits. But there are reports from some local communities that some of the students have escaped and they could possibly be within some of the neighboring villages. But as early as today, parents and other caregivers have stormed the school, trying to take away those who were lucky not to be taken away by the bandits.
Indeed, Awwal. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so as I speak to you now, Governor Aminu Bello Masari of Katsina State is within the school premises trying to get first-hand information from the school authority. And just yesterday, the president has landed in Katsina State, is right now in Daura. The schedule was for the governor to see the president first, but now, because of this, he has to go to Kankara and see what he can gather.
All right, Awwal. Now, the military is said to be following the trail of the abductors. Is there any updates on that perspective? Are you hearing anything on that?
Actually, as of now, no one has been rescued from those bandits. No official statements, and nobody has talked to the press yet. So the information we get out just from members of the communities, those who are residing closer to the school, and from parents as well. Unfortunately, I think there are parents who have started complaining that they have been asked to go and come back maybe after 2 or 3 days for them to come back for more information about the whereabouts of their children. So some of the students are wounded. I think I know of a student who, while trying to jump the fence, he fell and he got fractured distal leg. So only God knows the number of people who are wounded. Perhaps maybe later in the day, those who have escaped might have come back to the school or maybe locate nearby relations.
Oh, well, this is reminiscent of so many other attacks that have taken place in the north, Dapchi, and the other one. But the point is, the Chibok schoolgirls, what we understand is that some students have actually escaped and returned back. Can you confirm that for us?
Yes, actually, one cannot just outrightly say those who are coming back or who have come back to school are part of those that were abducted. Only those who escaped into Kankara town are the ones who have come back. And the school is still taking the nominal role to ascertain the number of those who are truly away. But those who are nearby have come back to the school and they are picking their belongings, going back home.
Interesting development, Awwal. Now, how would you assess the level of bandit activities in Katsina State, where you are at the moment? Is this a frequent occurrence, especially when it comes to abducting students?
Well, this is the first time whereby a school has been attacked and of this magnitude in Katsina State. Most of the issues of the bandit attacks, rape, banditry, kidnapping, but not to a larger scale like this one. This is the first school that has been attacked in Katsina State.
And because the school is located at the entrance of that town, do you think that the bandits had actually planned to go and abduct the students, or was this just happenstance?
Well, something like this cannot just happen because we were told the bandits came in numbers on bike. So they outnumber the security personnel. The vigilante group tried to put a resistance, but they cannot withstand the firepower of the bandits. So it's not just something that wasn't planned. I think it looks like a carefully planned incident because they come in their number, they attack and kill the security man by the school gate before they now go into the staff quarters where they picked a woman whom they later released, saying that she's pregnant. And subsequently, they now ransacked the hostels. They took close to an hour.
Mm.
Indeed, Awwal. Now, from the footages we saw in Kankara, you noticed people were visibly agitated. But how would you gauge the mood of people in Katsina in general?
Well, people are not happy with the way the security issue is being handled across the state. And when you talk of Kankara, it's one of the flashpoints for these banditry activities. It's among those local government areas which for years the communities have been facing series of attack. So it's not something surprising, but what's surprising to the people, as they say, it's up to now they think the right step or measures are yet to be taken by the government.
Now, this is not just the president's hometown. Apparently, the president is actually in the state. He's in his hometown of Dora at the moment. What does this say about the security situation in the country and especially the president's hometown?
Yeah, this is just one incident confirming to whosoever is concerned that all is not well as far as security issues are concerned in Katsina State. And this issue of kidnapping and banditry is spreading across. Previously, we only have this series of cases in the southern senatorial district. Gradually, it has spread to the central senatorial district, as well as to the northern senatorial district of the president himself. A few weeks back, there was an attempt to kidnap the mother of one of the members of the House of Reps in Kosada town of Kosada local government area, which is in the Katsina northern senatorial districts. So there are examples like that. It has come to a stage whereby people hardly even, report issues of kidnapping, except whereby, people in large number have been taken away or there were gunshots before the act took place. But it's becoming, a kind of, a normal situation. So person has been kidnapped and he has been released after ransom has been paid.
Indeed, Awwal, I would still like us to focus on the response of security forces to banditry in Katsina. Is it largely reactionary, or there are actual steps being taken by the government there to forestall, banditry generally in the state?
We have security personnel stations in some of the mostly affected areas. But what the locals are saying, the security personnel are not going in to attack. They always wait for when there is an attack, and then they now repel. Just like what happens, I think some of the locals were complaining. The security personnel did not show up on time while the attack was going on, not until the earliest hour of today, when I think vehicles with military now went into the forest to see if they can track the abductors.
And Awwal, I would have expected that at this time the school will be closed. But if it isn't closed yet, what are they doing in terms of securing the lives of the others still on the premises?
Well, closing of the school, actually, perhaps that could be something that might come up later. But in Katsina State, school is still in session. In the secondary school, we only have the SS3 and JS3 who are not in school. But you still have the JS1 and 2, SS1 and 2 in school across the state. So we don't know if this could, make the state government to close schools, because the boarding schools are under the State Ministry for Science and Technology, because those under the State Ministry of Education are not boarding. So perhaps this is the expectation now, that schools should be closed, especially boarding schools, for that matter.
Indeed, Awwal. Let's talk about the issue of community policing in Katsina. Is it non-existent? The locals themselves can also give out information regarding the whereabouts of these bandits, you think?
Well, this is the issue always. The security personnel are always asking for more intelligent and timely information from the locals. And the locals are always saying they do give out this information, but the security personnel are not responding, promptly whenever there is an, indication that there would be an attack. And the issue of community policing, Katsina is known to be having vigilante groups. But once upon a time, I think the state government disbanded the vigilante group. And I think that move have really, led to the increase in the number of attacks by the bandits, not until on recent, when I think the vigilante group were being restructured. They have been doing what they could, but, in terms of arms and organization, they are not like the bandits, actually. They are trying their best. They develop information, but they cannot withstand the firepower of the bandits whenever there is an attack.
Chibok, Dapchi, and now Kankara. I don't know what to say. The security situation in the country is at its dead end, I must say. Ibrahim, Awwal, many thanks for joining us and giving us the updates there.